my name is Marie, welcome to my channel, and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, we're doing another apartment renovation. I hope that's okay. I've just been doing some apartments recently. I don't know what it is. I've just kind of been doing them back to back. And this one is actually sort of a build challenge, but in the form of a speed build. Because what I did for this particular apartment is I was inspired to, or I felt inspired, I should say, to actually decorate an apartment using just base game and then one single kit per room or per area in the house. So that's what I did. I got this idea when we got the new creator kits last week, the bathroom kit and then the create a sim kit. I quickly wanted to remind you of my EA creator code Simmery Sims that you can use whenever you purchase any Sims 4 packs in the EA app or on the website. Whenever you treat yourself to some new Sims 4 packs, at checkout, just fill in my promo code Simmery Sims and click apply. Note that it's not a discount code, but it is a way to support me as a creator, and then that helps me create videos. Thank you so much to EA for sponsoring this portion of the video. They're creator kits done by custom content creators, and they're so well done. They're so insanely pretty. That bathroom kit is fantastic. So is the cast kit, honestly, but I am obviously more of a builder, so I tend to get a little more excited about build stuff in general, I guess. And it's so well done. It is definitely a staple for me already. So of course, for this apartment, I used the bathroom kit for the bathroom. So yeah, the challenge for this one is, like I said, to just use one kit, obviously combined with base game, and then I guess also city living because we are doing an apartment. But I will say I didn't actually use any city living apart from the fact that this is an apartment, and I think I used some city living windows, but then that is basically it as far as I can remember. So yeah, it's just base game and kits. And so here for this first room, which is going to be the entrance, the hallway, obviously, as you can probably already tell, we were using just the everyday clutter kit for this one. And though it wasn't really part of the challenge that I had to like use every item from the kit, it sort of turned out like that for most rooms because I think I used nearly all the items from everyday clutter here in this hallway. This hallway is kind of spacious, so I had a lot of space for like some shelves and bookcases and just like a bunch of services to actually plonk down little clutter items, and that was absolutely perfect. So I went ahead and did that. But yeah, so for this first room, we're doing just the everyday clutter kit. And because of this like whole challenge aspect, this apartment is definitely not the most cohesive thing I've ever done by any means, but it was still kind of fun to sit down and see if I could still like create something that sort of makes sense and is not too out there or like too like non-cohesive, incohesive. I don't know how to say that, but you probably know what I'm getting at. I was trying to all make it still flow together, even though there was a little bit of a challenge aspect to it all, and it was really fun for me to do. I had a lot of fun with it. I think this apartment still turned out pretty cute, even though, like I said, it's definitely not the most cohesive thing, but we have so many kits at this point that I feel like there is something in basically every style at this point. Well, okay, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you know, we have a lot of kits in a lot of different styles. There's a lot to mix and match there. So yeah, that was kind of fun. One thing I was definitely missing though was another kitchen kit. We do have one kitchen kit. I believe that was the very first one that came out, the country kitchen, if I'm not mistaken. That was not the vibe for this apartment, so I didn't use that. That was taking it too far. I did not want to do that, so we didn't do that. But yeah, because of that, I realized I would love to see another kitchen set in a kit. Like, I would absolutely love that. I wonder if that's coming at some point still, because obviously kits are just back to back at this point. I think we're getting 2 or 3 new ones on May 1st. Don't hold me to it. I could be lying right now, but I think that like at the beginning of May, we're getting a couple or maybe even 3 new kits. And I do not remember, I should have looked it up before this voiceover, but I do not remember what it was, what they are. I think one of them is like Golden Years something, which I feel like is probably going to be something elderly sim related, which I'm very excited about. I think they also teased something along the lines of like garage or like workshop type stuff, but I again, don't hold me to it. I could definitely be lying, but I think that's what's coming at some point. Kits, like I said, are just back to back and I can't keep up. I simply cannot keep up. So I guess we'll be surprised at the beginning of May what's gonna happen. But yeah, I completely am talking over this living room portion of the apartment, and as you can probably tell, we're using the refined living room kit for the living room. Now, the living room also turned out to have space for a study area, which is not a closed off space, but I did decide to use the comfy gamer kit to actually decorate a little office section, which is just in the living room as well. But I guess the challenge was to use a different kit for each section of the house. And so this is the office section that is just located in the living room, I guess. So that's what we went with. And it was kind of fun for me to see if we could mix and match the comfy gamer kit and then also the refined living room kit together, because for like normally, I don't think I would ever pair them together in the same room, maybe in the same apartment, but not necessarily in the same space. But it actually worked out really well because I was using some like darker woods and stuff already, and the comfy gamer kit definitely comes in some swatches with darker wood tones. So that was definitely working out. Then there's obviously also a lot of pastel type colors in that kit for the decorations, which isn't necessarily what I was doing in the living room. But since the items are so little, it kind of just didn't matter. And it's also kind of realistic to not have everything be super matchy and just have some different types of items within the same room, I guess. So that was kind of fun to try and do that. But yeah, I actually really like how the living room came together. I love the refined living room kit. It is just so good and I absolutely love it. It's just because kits are coming out like every other week is what it feels like. I just feel like I don't have enough time to sit down and focus on the new items and really get familiar with them and like get them like in my system to the point where I know they're there and I just think of them and I know I want to use them in some way for different builds. That is usually what happens whenever new stuff comes out, but because new stuff has been coming out so fast, I like forget stuff exists. For example, I think we were, as I was decorating this over on Twitch, we were talking about, I think at some point, the painter studio artist, I think it is what it's called. I forget that one's there. And, you know, all those types of things. There's also the really cute nursery kit that I actually ended up using in this apartment that I kind of forget they're there because everything just comes out so fast. And I do love all that stuff. So for that reason, it was kind of fun to sit down and do this apartment and really focus on specific kits to kind of remember and like get familiar with the items. And it was just a really fun little challenge for this particular build. So here I decided to actually close off the kitchen and combine the new base game counters with the comfy, oh goodness, now I'm forgetting the name of the kit. The Cozy Kitsch is what it is. Not the Comfy Kitsch, the Cozy Kitsch kit, which is also a creator kit for some reason. I just ended up using a lot of creator kits for this one because they're just so good. And also for the other ones that aren't creator kits, I think for the most part, I used kits that were created in collaboration with a simmer. So that's kind of fun. So I guess that was another aspect of the challenge to where I used just creator kits or collab kits essentially. So that's what ended up happening here. So yeah, this kitchen, it's a good thing I closed it off from the rest of the living room because style-wise, it is completely different. I guess sort of like, especially when it comes to the color scheme, it is just completely different from whatever else is going on in this apartment. So as you can tell, I was using the new base game counters, which are just very good and like versatile. I feel like they go really nicely here with the Cozy Kitsch kit as well. So I guess I used that kit for the dining room portion of the kitchen, and then I tried to create like a little custom coffee bar here next to that like taller cabinet, which I think turned out really cute. I placed the coffee maker on an island counter, and then I sized down the island counter, and then I kind of merged it into the little cabinet that I placed. Unfortunately, the coffee maker is not functional this way. We play tested it. We tried different ways to like maybe somehow make it functional, but I guess the cabinet itself or something is just like in the way of the sim being able to reach it. The sim wasn't really telling us what the problem was. You know, sometimes they do that. But this time they were just like, sorry, I can't reach that. So we couldn't make that functional, unfortunately, but I feel like it still looks really cute there. And it's kind of good for gameplay because coffee machines are sort of annoying when it comes to gameplay. All your sim will ever do is make coffee, drink coffee, and then they have to pee, and it's like, it's a whole thing. So it's kind of nice that it's just there for decorative purposes, just for aesthetics. And then, yeah, I feel like the new subway tile that I'm using, which is base game, goes so nicely with the cozy kitsch kit. It just color scheme wise is absolutely perfect. So I had to use that in here. It's a lot. The entire room is just like that brick or that tile. I was gonna do just an accent wall, but I loved it so much. It was like, let's go a little crazy in here. Let's just do the green subway tile in the entire space. And it feels a little bit over the top and like very colorful, but I did tone it down with some like black and darker wood tones and just like some more neutrals. But the items that I'm using from the kit, like the chairs and the little candles and just like all the little things, are sort of more colorful, like the art decorations and everything. But I think it turned out really cute, and for some reason, somehow, even though color scheme wise it doesn't really match the living room, I do feel like style wise the cozy kitsch kit and the refined living room one, they kind of go somehow. And then the comfy gamer kit kind of like ties into that somehow as well. I don't know, I was just having a lot of fun with it, and it was definitely some more unexpected combinations of items that I normally just like literally would never think of doing. And then here in the bedroom, I decided to use the Modern Luxe kit. This is also just like a challenge for me to try to remember the names of these kits as I'm talking about them, because we have so many of them, like, oh my goodness. But somehow I am still kind of doing an okay job of remembering the kits' names, I feel. But yeah, so here we're going for a little bit more of a luxurious, like hotel, luxe, like chic type of feel, which I feel like does definitely stand out. Like when you combine this to whatever just happened in the kitchen, it's completely different. But maybe these Sims just like enjoy different styles and they try to, you know, incorporate different types of styles in different rooms in their apartment, because why not? Why not? Why not just use like chic hotel kind of styled items, but also retro items in your kitchen? You know, you can do whatever you want. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, this one's we have a lot of gold accents in here, a lot of darker brown, which is, I feel like, sort of how it still ties into the rest of the apartment, because I use a lot of dark browns for all the rooms to like have sort of like a neutral that ties all the rooms together, I guess, somehow. So that's what I tried in there, and I really like how the bedroom turned out. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough space to use that really pretty tall bookshelf in there. I really wanted to, but I also really wanted to use the vanity because that is definitely an item I just never use in general. So I decided to use that instead, and I think that is just really cute, and it definitely just adds to the vibe of the room, I want to say. And then we also have this really small bedroom here that obviously I had to turn into a nursery, and I had to use this kit that was I just love this kit. I was so excited when this one came out, and I still love it so much, especially when you use all the items together. It just really looks like these Sims just like picked out their entire nursery all at once from a catalog, and they just went for this entirely matching set of furniture that is just so cute, and I just love these colors. I don't think I've ever used these color swatches, the buttery like yellow and the pastel blue. I don't think I've ever used those swatches before, especially not for a full-on matching furniture set, and I was just living my best life. I had so much fun with this. That buttery yellow is, as of right now, my favorite color. Like, that is so pretty. I wish I could pull it off. I don't think I can, like, clothes-wise. I don't think I can pull off that color. But I think it's so cute and so pretty, especially for a nursery. It is just so perfect. And everything is so cohesive and matchy-matchy. It's almost a little bit over the top, which is exactly what I was going for that, like, These Sims just literally went and picked out their entire nursery all at once from some sort of catalog or like in a furniture store. I don't know exactly. But it's just really cute and just adorable, and I love that kit. It is so pretty. And then obviously, last but not least, I had to decorate the bathroom with the sleek bathroom. Is that what it's called? Could you tell that I was really trying to not need to think of the name for the nursery kit because I don't remember it. The something something nursery, I literally don't remember that one. So I guess that's where I fail at this challenge of me remembering all the names of the kits. I simply don't remember. And you can yell at me at the comments and tell me what it is because I simply don't remember. But here for the bathroom, oh my goodness, the sleek bathroom kit is so pretty. This literally has all the items that I would put in my dream bathroom if I were to design a bathroom, like the tiles, the matching floor and wall tiles. This sink is so pretty. That mirror is literally like the organic shape mirror is literally my dream. I love it so much. The divider is so pretty. Also, the little plant, the trailing plant, is going in all my builds from now on. I'm not even exaggerating. I love that plant. Also, the shower and then the glass divider is so pretty. You can like create your own walk-in showers and have it be like super modern and just so pretty. I love it. And then the swatches for everything are just so good. Let me know if you enjoyed this kit as well, if you got it, because I feel like this is just truly the most amazing thing. And we really needed this. We really needed a good bathroom set, I feel, in this game. So yeah, it's nice that we have that now. But that is essentially it for this apartment. So let's jump right into the game and I'll show you the apartment in real time. So here we have the apartment in the game. It is 18 Culpeper House, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's the Culpeper House apartments in the Spice District. So this is how the floor plan turned out. I feel like it's not too crazy or amazing of a floor plan. It's pretty simple, actually. The bathroom is a little bit bigger than I would normally make it for this apartment, but I really wanted to make sure I had enough space to use the new items in there. So yeah, when you first walk into the apartment, we have this everyday clutter hall room here, and as you can tell, that's a lot of clutter. There's actually a lot of it there, and I really like it. There is a coat closet here with some more clutter on top. There is a bookcase here with a bunch of clutter. I even used the cute little fishing pictures, and for the rest, it is really just a hallway. Through this archway over here is where we have the living room and also the office space. So the living room is very neutral. I used a lot of like darker, like muted greens, I guess, and a lot of darker wood tones as well. Aside from the flooring brightens everything up a little bit. I just love these bookcases. I think these are so good. I did throw some pillows into the couches to make it look a little bit more like comfortable and cozy, I guess, for a living room. And then over here, I had this corner that I wasn't sure what to do with, and then I remembered that we had this like pedestal in this kit, so that was the perfect opportunity to actually showcase that. And then over here is the office nook with some very matchy-matchy furniture, and then I just went for a silly little inflatable furniture moment in the corner as well. So I did that, which is base game, by the way, from the I think it was the Cozy Rewards. No, it was the something that came after that, the retro time machine gameplay unlockable stuff, you know what I mean. But over here is where we have the desk with a computer and just a bunch of clutter that came with the comfy gamer kit. Obviously there's some storage over here. I also just plonked down a Sims Medieval poster that sort of ties into the color scheme, so that's why I chose that particular swatch. And then through this archway is where we have the crazy kitchen and dining. So the kitchen itself is really simple. It's just the base game counters and some black appliances. I did use this really cute like apple plate thingy here as well. I love that item. And then over here I created a makeshift coffee bar, which unfortunately, like I explained, is not functional, but it is really, really cute. There's a little radio in here, some books, obviously cookies and coffee. I placed this stool in the corner as well because I just love that thing, so I placed it there. And then we have a 4-seater dining table with some decorations, and then over on this side, some extra storage and just some snacks and a cute phone as well. So yeah, that's it for the kitchen and dining. The main bedroom is back here, and this one's very hotel chic, luxurious luxurious, a lot of gold and like dark browns, and she just feels very sophisticated. It was a nice opportunity for me to finally use these artworks again. I haven't used these in so long, and I think they're so pretty. Over here, we have a cute vanity, the perfect little nook for it, I want to say, a nice full-length mirror over here, and we also have the record player in here that I think is really cute. So that's it for the main bedroom, and then over here is a completely different style for the nursery. I just think this nursery is so cute. Like I said, that buttery yellow and then the pastel blue. Oh, I just love it so much. And then I combined it with this really light green wallpaper and also this accent wallpaper here from the kit, obviously. A bunch of decorations, a bookcase. There is also a changing table over here. So yeah, just a really cute bedroom. And then in here, obviously, is the fully renovated, modern, beautiful bathroom. Every item in this kit I'm obsessed with. I love it. I love these little shelves, the trailing plant, finally some new folded towels. We really needed that. This mirror is just gorgeous. The laundry basket, amazing. I also really like these wall pieces that you can just really use for anything. And I love creating a toilet moment with them for some reason. Then of course we have a shower as well as a tub. So it's just overall a very luxurious and nice bathroom. But that is it for this apartment. So this apartment using only kits is up on the gallery as a living room. I sound like a broken record whenever I upload apartments, but that is obviously just how it works. You have to upload them as a room and then you place them in your game as a room in the correct apartment, which for this one would be 18 Culpeper House. And for this apartment, obviously it is very limited pack, so I only use City Living because it's an apartment. I use the sleek bathroom kit, the refined living room kit, Comfy Gamer, Cozy Kitsch, Storybook Nursery, that's what the name of it was, Modern Luxe, and then also the Everyday Clutter Kit, and that's it. So it's really not that bad. But that's gonna do it for today's video, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download this apartment off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is SimmerySims. You can follow me on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is SimmerySims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so, and if you'd like to get notified every single time I upload, just click that little bell icon. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmerySims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!